just to share a little bit more of an update on my Junk Journal July journal. So, what I'm going to share with you today is how I made this. So I finished all my cover and I decided I wanted a lovely dangle. So I don't know how good the camera is going to pick this up, but I made this lovely handmade dangle. Now, perfect opportunity if you've never tried these before to try them, because these are made out of junk. Well, you can make them out of junk. I actually made mine out of scrapbooking paper, but we'll pretend it's junk. And it's hard to show on, because I'm so zoomed in, but it really does look really rather pretty down the spine of my journal. Now, this is going to be the most eclectic journal ever because we've got kind of a shabby, lacy vibe going on here and then a bit here. And then on the inside of the cover, and don't laugh, I'm going to do a tutorial, the second part of the video for these. So keep watching. Don't laugh at the inside of my cover, but I had this brainwave. Okay. So do you remember during COVID when we were all bored and we were all buying these adult colouring books? Okay, with fantastic intentions. We were all going to colour them and cut them out and put them in frames. We were all doing it. So I know it wasn't just me. And I probably did about, well, as you can see, not much. But they're actually really pretty. And I thought, well, I'm never going to fill this colouring book. I'm just not. I had a go. I'm not terribly good at colouring, to be honest. I'm very easily distracted. There we go. Very easily distracted. I don't have the attention span. But I found one page and I just really liked it. So what I've done is I set about colouring it and then I've used it for the inside of my cover. So now you can understand how it's going to be very eclectic. We've got a bit of a shabby look going on, and then here we've got some colouring in. But it did really well and it stayed inside the lines. But, all joking apart, what a fantastic way to use up these adult colouring books that I bet you've got one on your shelf somewhere. I challenge you not to have. So then what I did was I dotted all around, and I'm going to sew my signatures. I think I'm going to sew them direct in well, I know I am, because I've already covered that over. So I'm put these on. If I was going to do hidden sewing method, I wouldn't have put this cover on. So there you go. So if you want to join me making these, even if you've made them before, come and have some fun, and we'll see how we can make some lovely beads. So you can make them any size. Obviously I've made mine into a spine dangle, but you can make them smaller and turn them into page dangles, all sorts, and they're really, really actually very easy to make. So get comfortable and let's make some recycled beads. Okay, so here we go. I've got some of this, and it's double-sided, but, I don't think it matters if it's not double-sided. So what I do, and I'm going to make a larger bead so that I've got, I do struggle with my fingers, but if you just take your time and do it carefully, you'll be fine. So what I do first of all is I will put this corner to the 2-inch, okay? And you're gonna waste the first strip of paper. Put it to the 2-inch and then put the corner up to your cutting track, okay, and just cut that away. Now what that's doing is, because what you want when you're making your beads, unless you're making a square chunky one, you want an equal gradient going all the way up. So this one's slanted and that one's straight, so when you're rolling it, it would go like this. You want an even slant. Now you can have the bottom as wide or as narrow as you want. You can go right up to a point like I have, okay, or you can have it wider at the top there. And how you experiment, you'll get different results. I think I did all mine narrow. Yeah, see this one here, I did quite wide at the top rather than a point, so you're just going to get different results, whereas this is to a point. So I've got, a bit more, there's more different layers. It looks like there's more layers on this one, whereas this one looks like it's kind of like got a bit more of a central point. So I could add something else on there, whereas this one's kind of like very, very narrow in the middle. So it's a case of experimenting with your strips. But yeah, so if you wanted it wider there rather than to a point, then cut this work out your measurements. You just want an even gradient going back up towards whatever's up here. Long story short. Okay, and then you just, so I've got the slant there, so then I'd turn it around. Okay, I might have to turn my paper over. I'd put it back to 2 inches again, and then back up to there again, and cut myself another one. Okay, and you can just keep going forever and a day till your papers run out. If you end up a little bit skew with, that one's gone a bit skew with, I've not cut it straight. Let me try again, hold on a minute. Let's have a look. 2 inches. I've ended up cutting that straight instead of angled. Okay, you get my drift. I've ended up cutting that straight instead of cutting it on an angle. You want them both on an angle. We won't waste time. Let's get wrapping. This is what it should look like. Okay, and you want the bottom there fairly straight. So I'm just going to trim that off to make it a bit more straighter. My eyes are very wonky, so I do apologise. Let me just get that a little bit straighter. All right, that's better. Okay. So then all you do is grab whatever you want to roll it on. Okay, now I chose to roll mine on a paintbrush because I've not got very good eyes, so I'm not going to be able to get thin thread through. If you want to use thick string, or like I've used seam binding, then you want to roll it on something thicker. If you're all right to thread, with, you know, if you've got a decent needle and some nice thread, in fact I might use crochet thread, so you can string your beads with anything, can't you? So you just get your cocktail stick or your skewer or whatever, and what you want to do in the first instance, this is the tricky bit, is just get yourself a starting roll and just roll it backwards and forwards in your fingers like that, just to get the paper so that it knows where it's going, so you've got a little curve like that. And then from there, I mean, if you've ever rolled a cigarette in your life, you'll have this done in seconds. I don't know how to do that, so I'm winging it. Okay, and you just kind of want, as you're rolling, you kind of want to keep this section central. Okay, so you can just adjust it, and if you feel like it's going slack, just come back, unroll it and pull it. But the way to stop it going slack is to just add a little bit of glue. Okay, so I'm just adding a little bit of glue, not a lot, because it will squidge out as you're rolling. So you only need a little bit, just enough to tack it down so that it's not coming unrolled. And obviously you just roll. All right, and you could sit and make, I mean, I've got the attention span of a goldfish, so I can't sit and make a million of the same thing. But you know, if you're one of those crafters that likes to batch make, like my lovely Kay does, then you could sit of an evening, you could cut your strips during the day, you could sit of an evening until your hands go blue rolling these. I mean, you know, it's free fun, isn't it? So, you know, use what you've got. It's a great way of using up scraps. I mean, you know, if you've got some scrapbooking paper that's maybe not your favourite, this is not my favourite, the colours are too dark, but, you know, it makes lovely beads. And you just keep rolling, keep rolling. Okay, like I say, if you feel like you're going offline, because you kind of want it equal each side. But I think it's one of those things where you'll get better with practice. My first one looked like one of the dogs had made it and then jumped up and down on it. But then as I'd made quite a few, they slowly got better, you know, because you get used to it. And so you just keep rolling and keep rolling and keep rolling. Okay, and then at the end just add a bit of extra glue. Now if it's really thick paper like this is, you might have to hold that for a while and wait for it to dry. Okay, and then once it's dry, all you need to do is just slip it off. Okay, but what I actually do is I'll leave it on there, because then I will, and you don't have to do this bit if it's just for paper crafting. Maybe if you want to make some nice jewellery out of it, then you do this and you just paint over with some kind of sealant. This is acrylic wax, I use it for just about everything. So I'll paint a thin layer of this over the bead, so that'll help seal all those layers, and it'll also give it a bit of a shine, and it will help it be more, I mean, this is quite sturdy, help it be more sturdy, stop it getting wet, all of that palaver. Okay, so that's how you make your little beads. and you just go and make as many as you want. So that's how I've made mine. I will have shown you at the beginning of the video how I have added these to my journal with some lace, etc. So go and give it a try. Go and make loads of beads. Perfect for Junk Journal July. You know, as your little dangles, or, you know, to decorate your journal spine like I have. Absolutely perfect. Perfect project for Junk Journal July. You can use book pages, magazines, absolutely anything. All right. So I hope that helps. Even if you've seen it before, it's a fun thing to try. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.